Today's episode is short and sweet. The Cotton Candy Clouds podcast quote of the day by Neville Goddard. Learn to be grateful for the desires you have been given. They already exist and are ready for embodiment in your world. You are not called upon to do anything to aid their realization except to free your mind of any doubt as to how they will come about and completely accept them as you would a gift from a loved one. Hello, we're here. This is the Cotton Candy Clouds podcast. Thank you so much for choosing this podcast. This is the podcast that loves alliteration. And song of the day is Suitcase by Teddy Swims. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, a Merry Xmas, a Merry Firmus, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, everything else and in between. 2023 in all parts has been just an interesting ride, but this Christmas Eve in my neighborhood, they were exploding, I don't know what the term is, but fireworks. And I was trying to figure out, since when do we do fireworks on Christmas Eve when we're not Disney? I didn't understand. And then I was glad because it rained in my area. So they weren't able to do it Christmas. No, wait, was it Christmas Eve? Either way, they weren't able to continue it. You know how it is with the fireworks people. They gotta firework it up until I guess they have no more fireworks. But yeah, that was interesting. I don't know, there was a time, was it this year or maybe last year, where before July, it was like fireworks. But I don't think I've ever lived my life where fireworks happen Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And I know for me personally, love a good firework presentation, love me some fireworks. However, I just feel like on Christmas Eve, and I mean, if you believe in Santa, then that really would make sense, because wouldn't Santa burn and fall in the sky with the firework? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not lighting the way. We have Rudolph for that. So I don't know what people had going on, but I'm glad that's done. Movie must. It was at the time. Listen, the most I did really was watch maybe 6 new Christmas movies. I kept watching Christmas movies that I had already seen before, I guess, that I trusted. This is a year where I don't know if I can take, I didn't really take a lot of risk. And I guess that came out during Movie Must. And so, yeah, and then on Christmas Day, I was like, baby, I wanted to watch Christmas movies. I did. But what ended up happening is that I didn't. And I actually ended up watching CSI. So that's where we're at with it. But I hope that you enjoyed your time. You're enjoying your time. And you will continue to enjoy your time. And we going to stay alive. Okay. Word of the day is Stalwart. 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 It is an adjective and a noun. And as an adjective, it is marked by outstanding strength and vigor of body, mind, and spirit. And as a noun, it is an unwavering partisan. And I love that. I want to be stalwart. I want to be stalwart. But before I do that, in the upcoming year of 2024, let's talk about the takeaways from 2023 and some reminders from the pod. Okay. And the list was thick. We did a lot this year. We discussed a lot. Okay. We know that there are many razors now. We know that there's not just Occam's razor, but there's all kind of razors that'll help your life. And we're going to get more into that, I think, next year, because you never can be reminded of that too much. So propaganda is real. alive and working overtime. Okay. I need y'all to understand that. I need the world to understand that. And hopefully they'll be tuned in to the Cotton Candy Clouds podcast as well. Being alone and being lonely are two different things. Rage farming is real, and people are getting paid to make you enraged, to engage in their rage on the internet. Toxic positivity can stunt your growth. Okay. Doom scrolling is real. That kind of goes hand in hand with rage farming. You know, we do have a lot going on in the world, but the uptick and the overt and constantness of, you know, you're going to die, we're going to die, someone's dying, scrolling. Okay. Keep hope alive. Celebrities are people full of sin. Take them off their pedestals. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not good that you keep doing that. Space facts. We had a lot of them this year. And one of the ones I loved was that Saturn has 145 moons. That's crazy. And also because this is the Cotton Candy Clouds podcast. Another space fact would be that there are giant clouds of alcohol floating through space. 14,000 plus things to be happy about is a thing. And that's going to come back up in 2024 for the pod, because I want to get more into it and then add some things. We talked about the mycorrhizal and the mycelium thing, network system in the environment, which I think is cute and great, and we should hug trees and have a ball. And we also talked about heavy water, which is interesting. Definitely don't drink that. Okay, so I had mentioned in an episode earlier this year about embracing the weird, and I said the theme for 2023 was being weird. And I was like, as I was reading over that, I was like, yeah, for sure. I also, in the midst of embracing the weird, I shared 2 dreams. I thought that was great. And, you know, there was a lot with the theme of dreaming was deep. This has been the year, I think I said this before, I have dreamed the most this year than I've ever dreamed that I know of, at least. So, you know, I don't know what that means. I'm writing them down. I'm trying to do my thing with that. Haven't really tried to invest in, you know, looking up the meanings, but just to write them down. So if something pops up, I can say, you know what, that sounds familiar, and then just, you know, see what's going on. That's embracing the weird. Anyway, spinach can detect explosives and possibly warn us about pollution and other changes in the environment. Is that crazy? I still can't get over that. Aliens are real. Okay. That was something that we really didn't care about. We already know that. There's too much going on in the world for aliens to be like the thing that really gets us down. You know that. Okay, so the Nushu language, remember, was a language invented solely by women in a specific area in China. And I thought that was cute and cool. On a not so cute and cool note, the Ohio serial killer was caught. The one who was, and there are many in Ohio, not a really great state. Sorry to any Ohioans listening right now, but this one in particular was killing Black women, and I need to go back and see what's going on with that. And so hopefully I can find out what's happening with that. And lastly, well, not so much lastly, Cop City. We talked about that a few times. Yeah, I just, again, these are some things that are going to be revisited. Oh, also, on an episode, I talked about affirmative action. And I just thought that was interesting that we talked about that this year and how it blew up in people's faces, like I said it would. And so, call me a seer, you know. And lastly, though, for real, Wikipedia still can't be sold. So those are just the things that we learned together. You know, the world learned probably, I don't know, but I think they did in 2023. And, you know, so as this year was a bit, I don't even know. I will say that when I was looking back on different things, not just for the podcast, but for like within my life and different journal entries and things, I was like, okay, it wasn't horrific. You know, it wasn't terrible. It was one of those years where you weren't necessarily dying. It wasn't dire. It wasn't fatal, but at least for some of us on this planet, Lord, but it was detrimental to the spirit, the soul, you know, or maybe you don't know. Hopefully you don't, because this was excruciating, but it was the mind. It was that part of me, and maybe I think many others, that was just so drained, tired, and it was just not pleasant in that way. It was a lot of self-reflection going on purpose and otherwise. And it just caused, I think, for people to be awakened and aware of what is going on within themselves and, you know, their identity. And I don't know, it was not terrible, like I said, but it was terrible because I wasn't ready, I guess, for this to be that year. I thought I had pre-planned years of trying to self-reflect and things, but this was a year where the universe got me and said, this is what you will be learning and doing and thinking about. And that wasn't fun, because I don't know about other people, but I know I like to control all facets and aspects of my life. And 2023 was a reminder that that's not really how it works to be a human being on the planet. And so that's all right. It wasn't, I learned some things. I gathered some things. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm sad that some people didn't make it with us. And I hope that 2024 can be better. I will say I do want to do some things differently with the pod, of course. And also, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but like, you know, writing down your goals is great. But I'm one of those people where now I'm realizing the preparation is more important. Not so much the structure, like, okay, I got to accomplish this goal and scratch this off, but, you know, or maybe not, you don't know, I got to change that. But what I'm trying to say, y'all, is that let's say that one of my goals is to go to graduate school. Instead of, you know, hyper fixating on how am I going to do that, I need to be asking myself, what are the tools that I need to accomplish that? Do I have my transcript? Do I have, you know, I don't even know all what I need, but you know what I'm saying? Like, the preparation is more important than the goal itself. Of course, write down your goals, and it could fill up 3 pages, but more than anything, it's what is needed for those goals to be happening. What is needed for you to be prepared for that goal too? Because there are some goals that you don't, what if they're just thrown at you, where someone is like, hey, I need you to do this, that, and the third, and you're not even prepped and ready for this, that, and the third, even though you wanted to do this, that, and the third. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I want to do for 2024 is get some preparations together. I do want to, I've never done the vision board thing. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I think a little bit of fear, a little bit of doubt, because I have been a person who's written things down and all that kind of stuff, and things haven't happened. But they say there's magic to the vision board thing. So I'm going to try doing that too this week. And also, I'm trying to think, what was something else? That's really it. I don't want to do too much. Those 2 things, yeah, because I don't want to get too crazy with it. Oh, there was another idea that I thought was brilliant, and it's the what do they call it? Vision board bingo. It's basically writing. It's like a bingo card with these different goals, accomplishments, etc. The free space or whatever you want to name it in the middle, of course, it's bingo. And then from there, you just have it, and then it makes it fun. It's like a game with it. And I like that. I might do that too. But yeah, just different things. I've done the whole New Year's resolution thing. And it's, it's a toss up. It's like, will it, won't it? I don't know. All I know is that the main thing is to not think that I know what's going to happen. And that goes alongside with preparation again. It's like, just be prepped, because you don't really necessarily know what the universe or people are going to drop on you. And so, I don't know. It's like, Lord, I am ready for a new year, a new day, It's been it's weird. This is one of those years where it's been fast, but also very, what's the word? In depth. I don't know. I was looking back and I was like, why? It's been a year where it's like, I forgot those things happen. But then how did we get to this point? It's like, I don't remember. It's like, I know that these things happen, but it's like, it was quick to get to where we are right now, which is the 26th of December. So that was crazy. There's another thing that I like. Okay, so it may be 4 things in that I'm going to be doing. But another thing I do like to do is, what am I not going to do for the year to come? I do like doing that. I have found that does help. It really helps me to know, okay, you don't know what you're going to be doing, but what do you know without a shadow of a doubt you won't be doing? And I do have a list for that. So, I don't know. It's like, I didn't even remember getting too excited this year at all for anything, but I am excited about these next 4 days to just kind of prepare, rest, and also organize and clean for the new year. God willing, the creek don't rise, that I will be here talking to y'all. So, what question of the week is, what do you plan on doing? New or different for 2024. Don't forget that everything that we talk about on the show is going to be posted on Twitter and Facebook. Ko-fi, Ko-fi is where you can purchase Instant Bundle and Crystal Bundle. And there are going to be more things in the future to purchase from that site in particular. The links for that will be, again, on Twitter and on Facebook. And I'm going to always call it Twitter, just so y'all know. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is, didn't want to be here for too long, but definitely wanted to, because I had mentioned that I was going to be back on Tuesday, say a little something. I was hoping that my laptop was going to be here by now. But we're out here, I'm out here, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop saying, that's one of the things I need to be putting on the damn list for things of 2024, and saying, and I feel like I'm getting better with sometimes, and then I start saying, so take care. I will see you for the new year, and we're going to have some new things going on. I'm excited finally in 2023 on the last few days to get right, to get ready, and to prepare. So I will hear from you soon. And if you're a person also who likes to listen to things while you're on YouTube, I'm trying to do a little something. It ain't nothing crazy, but the pod is on YouTube, and you can listen to the podcast while you're on the tube. Nothing crazy as a visual, but I'm working on some stuff. All right. Talk to you soon. Happy New Year.